Hi there guys, welcome back to the next video in my Kanto Solo Run series, where I aim to solo the game with a Pokemon chosen by our randomizer wheel. Let's recap the rules and get straight back into it. First off, the wheel decides which is free Pokemon, choose one of the three and we do the run with that Pokemon. Secondly, I can only use that Pokemon in battle, but I can catch utility Pokemon for HMs. Third, I can't heal in battle using items, but healing outside of battle is allowed, and moves like Recover and Rest also allowed. Fourth, I can use the Badge Boost glitch, because it's kind of unavoidable in Gen 1. Finally, I can use TMs and HMs. Now let's recap, let's get on with the video. Okay, let's spin the wheel this time. So first up we get Hypno. You know, very strong Pokemon, very good stats. That could be an interesting run, but I'm wanting a bit more of a challenge today. Let's see, Electrode. That could be interesting. It's not got the greatest moveset in Gen 1. What's third? Charmeleon. You know, I will get onto a Charmeleon run at some point, but right now I feel like Electrode's the right way to go. Let's get started. So, we've gone with Electrode on the wheel. There's definitely a lot of things we need to talk about before we even get started. Electrode in itself, not a bad Pokemon. I mean, it's got terrible attack with only having 50, 60 HP, 70 defense and 80 special. But its main thing that I'm not going to have to worry about in this run is its 140 base speed, which is fantastic. Saying that's fantastic though, we then move on to the move pool. Early game, we have got a fantastic moveset. We've got Tackle, Sonic Boom and Screech. We've got a move that can lower defense. We've got Sonic Boom, which does 20 base power, like 20 power every single time that you hit. And in the early game, when Pokemon have got low HP, that's absolutely fantastic. I'm going to go with calling Electrode Boom Boom because I'm apparently a child. And that's funny to me. But after those initial three moves that we have, we don't get another good move until level 29, which is Light Screen, where we can increase our special. And that's a problem because at level 22 you can learn Self-Destruct, which if you're doing a normal playthrough with your full team, that's a very good move to have. But we're doing a solo run, so we can't use Self-Destruct and Explosion because it's an immediate loss. So we're going to have to figure out some strategies. We don't even learn the electric moves like leveling up. Because we start with Sonic Boom though, going against Brock as an electric Pokemon is one of the easiest things ever. As you can see, even though we miss a Sonic Boom, we hit twice, and both Pokemon go down, and we can go straight up to level 9. So we beat Brock at level 6 with an electric type Pokemon, which is amazing. But you'll see very quickly how detrimental Sonic Boom then becomes, and you have to start finding other moves to rely on it. We don't get an electric type move till we go against Surge. We don't even get Body Slam in this run. We get Takedown, we can get Hyper Beam, which genuinely I am considering, and we don't even get any other type moves. We get Mimic, which is great, but pretty much every Pokemon learns that. We get Swift, but honestly there's not much to work with. And you can see even in this Misty battle here, Sonic Boom is just not enough, but I still think it's actually possible at level 16 to do this. So I'm going to try a couple more times and see where we can get some consistency. It all kind of banks on whether Misty does use Bubble Beam or not. And considering she's got a few moves, moves are pretty much chosen randomly in Gen 1. I don't think Misty has good AI. It's pretty much a bit of a lottery, so getting hit with Water Gun is bad. It does big damage. It's stab move for them, and we're already down at half HP here. And it's going to take 3 Sonic Booms for both Pokemon to be able to take them out. So that's 6 turns that they have to attack me. And considering they've got 4 moves, 6 turns, there's a good chance they're going to use Bubble Beam. So that's 2 times we've lost against Misty now. But the third time, I'll be honest, we get very lucky. There's no point really using Screech. Sonic Boom does more damage. So we need to make sure that she uses those X defense because Sonic Boom ignores stat increases because it does a set amount of damage. And we get hit by Tackle, and thankfully that is all Starmie does in this battle, and we managed to get through. I tried this a few more times. I won't show you the footage for all of the attempts, but it was around about a 50-50 chance that I actually won in the end. So now we've beaten Misty, we pick up Bubble Beam, but it's obviously a move we can't learn. We can move on to the rival and we can see how we do against his Pokemon. and I'm not really too scared about it. The Pidgeotto, I think, is going to be the biggest hurdle. The fact that it has Sand Attack, and in Gen 1, reducing accuracy is just ridiculous. If you increase your evasion with Double Team, as we've seen in other runs I've done, it makes you completely broken. So that's the reason why I got rid of Double Team on my runs. This time we lose the Rattata because of Quick Attack. So the way to getting through this is to make sure that you don't take too much damage from the Pidgeotto, but also don't get hit by Sand Attack. And there we go. We haven't been hit by Sand Attack. We haven't lost too much HP. We can tank a Quick Attack from the Rattata. It gives us a good chance to go against the final Pokemon. 2 Sonic Booms is enough to get the Rattata down. It's probably going to take 3 to take down this Bulbasaur. It's going to take 3. Thankfully, Vine Whip doesn't do too much, and he only Leech Seeds us at the end. So we don't have to worry too much about losing HP. And there we go, that's the rival beaten. So we can move on to the SSN, where we can fight him again. After the trainers on Nugget Bridge, you're always a little bit more over level than you care to. We have picked up Self-Destruct because I had a free move slot and you learned it at level 22. But right now we are still relying on Sonic Boom, and that's not the greatest thing to be doing. As you can see here, as the levels start going up, every single Pokemon is now becoming harder to beat. Then they've got more chances to attack us, do more damage, and our defense is pretty much our worst stat apart from the attack. Well, HP 60, attacks 50, defense 70. Thankfully the Kadabra does play along, and with using Tackle we can get past the Kadabra, so that leaves us 25 HP to take out the Ivysaur. We got 3 Sonic Booms, we missed the first, missed the second. Oh, this is not going well. And we've been Leech Seed, so we have to rely on Tackle now. We got a critical hit, we get hit by Growl, so yeah, this is not going our way whatsoever. We're going to lose this attempt. So at that point I decided, you know what, all the odds are against us, let's just reset and try and get a better RNG. This time the Pidgeotto doesn't Sand Attack us again. It really annoys me that he starts off with that Pidgeotto with Sand Attack. It's much easier in the late game where it can't use Sand Attack, and well, it does have Sky Attack, but that's a 2-turn move. So to be fair, I never even go for it on my own runs with bird Pokemon. It's just, why to use a 2-turn move where you can still get hit? It's fair enough with Fly where it goes up and it can't be hit, but when it comes to Sky Attack, yeah, it's a powerful move, but I don't think it's worth using. This attempt, we do win. We win with 6 HP at level 25. And we can move on to Lieutenant Surge. Now, I think Lieutenant Surge, in a normal playthrough, would be alright. The biggest thing that we want to beat him for is that we want Thunderbolt. That's going to get us through the majority of our battles. But we still only have Sonic Boom as our main move. And even the Voltorb, it's going to take 3 hits. Even the Pikachu is going to take 3 hits with Sonic Boom. And it's at this point in the run I was realising, yeah, Sonic Boom is probably going to go after Rock Tunnel. The only reason why I keep it for Rock Tunnel is because of the infamous exploding hiker in there. It's got 2 Geodudes and a Graveler, and each one of them know self-destruct, so we can't, and considering we don't have a very good move to get past them, Sonic Boom is the only reason we'll keep it for that long. But now we have Thunderbolt, we have got our first step on the final moveset that will go for the Elite Four. And we're going to get rid of Self-Destruct because it's not a move that we need, and we can move on. So here's the battle against the hiker that I mentioned. So he's got 2 Geodude level 21. Thankfully they only go for Tackle and Defense Curl, so the Defense Curls drops a wasted turn for them because we're using Sonic Boom. We can continue just chipping them away, taking them down. We got 71 HP against the Graveler. This is good. Even if it uses Self-Destruct, I think we can tank it. Can we tank it? We can. So, that was the train I was most worried about in Rock Tunnel. We can use our Super Potion, get some HP back and continue through. And that just brings us to Lavender Tower. I decided to go here first I've started going here first before going towards Celadon for a few reasons in the last couple of videos. It's just because there's such a big level gap after you've done Celadon and then going towards this guy, it actually feels like more of a challenge to go here first and then go to Celadon, then track back. So yeah, actually it became more enjoyable to do this battle instead of just it's another battle I need to do. And even though we are still over leveled, Thunderbolt is doing a lot more damage, we've got a bit more of a challenge, and there we go. It's still easy to do it. It's still a very easy fight, even though he's got his Gyarados, but we're Electric type with Thunderbolt and it's 4 times weak. So moving on to Celadon, I decided, Erica's going to be a harder battle because we don't really have any super effective moves against her. So you might see there that I've actually got Hyper Beam. So I spent a good amount of time getting the coins needed to buy the Hyper Beam TM, and it's a double-edged sword in some respects. Our attack is not great, but it is a very powerful move. The worst thing about this fight, though, is that the Victory Bell keeps putting us to sleep and keeps using Wrap. When it comes to the Tangler, I set up my light screen, so we've now learned that via level up, and I decided to go for Thunderbolt. It does about half damage, so it's going to be a 3-hit KO, but that first one was a critical hit, and we're at 19 HP to, 22 now we've leveled up to go against the Vileplume, and I've got to chip it away to see how we can do, but there we go. This is why Hyper Beam is a very double-edged sword. I've got to now recharge, but thankfully it went for Poison Powder and we could beat her first time, which I did not expect we'd be able to do at that level and with this moveset. So yeah, we can then move on to Giovanni, and this is the reason why I left him to last before opening up the main game. He starts off with an Onyx. We have Hyper Beam and we have Tackle that can hit him. This is not a good matchup. We have to recharge every single time, and we need to get those critical hits, and because our speed is so high, we actually do get critical hits very often. Not enough in this battle though. We're down to 50 HP here, and we haven't even got to the Rhyhorn, which is arguably a much stronger rock Pokemon. So we're at half HP here. Rhyhorn comes out, and we've got to go for the Hyper Beam, but we miss. Horn Attack does big damage, and yeah, we are going to lose this attempt. So you're probably wondering, how did I actually get past Giovanni? Well, not easily. It's still the same strategy. We use that Light Scream so we can do a little bit of badge boosting. He goes for Rage, which is good. It's not going to do too much damage. We can use 4 Hyper Beams, hopefully 3 if we get a critical. We don't, but we can then, with him using Rage, it's not going to do as much damage. Rhyhorn comes out. We've got a lot more HP to work with this time. We get hit the Hyper Beam, and we get the crit. We get the crit that we need. We are down to 32 HP and we've only got the Kangaskhan left. So can we do this with Thunderbolt? It's not enough. He goes for Rage, we beat him. If he had gone for any other attack, I don't think we would have survived that. If he'd gone, Rage was the only way we were going to get past that battle. And that took me ages to figure out. So, considering we've done, there's no point showing the rest of Lavender Tower, so we've gone straight over to Silph Core. We're at level 37 now. We've still got Tackle as a move. I haven't found a move yet to remove it, and I get Mimic after Silph Core. So Thunderbolt is going to be our main move going through here. We've only got Light Screen to set up the badge boost. We set up against the Growlithe, and we go for Thunderbolt. We've got better special, so it's better to go for Thunderbolt, and it's got the stab bonus on it. Next up's the Alakazam, and I'm hoping that a Hyper Beam. No, I go for Tackle. Okay, so it's disabled Thunderbolt. That's not the greatest, so we're going to have to rely on Hyper Beam, and we level up. This might not work in our favour. It's going to take 3 Hyper Beams to take down that Venusaur. Unless we get a crit and we take it out in 2. So that was surprisingly a first time victory against the rival. Considering the moveset we have got, I am so surprised we are doing first time victories against some of these trainers. It is unbelievable that we're actually getting some first time victories. I did not think that I would be. I've watched other people do Electrode only runs in Gen 1, and honestly, I feel like I'm just very lucky this time. So Tackle's not going to do much against the Cubone. The Cubone and Marowak line is actually fairly bulky. And it's going to take a few tackles just to take out this Cubone. I actually think this battle might be harder than the rival. So the Drowsy comes out. We're going to go for Thunderbolts because it actually can hit it. It does a one-hit KO. Now comes the Marowak as Bone Club. So it's going to take 3 Hyper Beams to take him out. And he's using Growl. And Leer. Oh, we are not doing well here against these Pokemon. Using Light Screen just gets up our badge boost a little bit, but because of the amount of Growls, I'm so confused why he's not using Bone Club. Really? Why is he not using Bone Club? Are we going to... As if Tackle has just got me through that battle. This is why I do these runs. Every challenge is just so different. Every challenge brings like new joys and just new puzzles to solve. It's honestly, this is why I do this. It's so fun. So one good thing that comes at level 40 is we learn Swift. I could have went and got the TM for that earlier, but yeah, it actually gives us a better move that always hits. So Swift is actually going to be a good move to keep. I mean, it's not going to do well against a Rhyhorn, but we set up our Light Screen. We can Hyper Beam like we did against it before. It's not going to do very much at all. We're going to be hoping for those crits. So Swift, we get the crit. Does around about the same as Hyper Beam did. You know, I don't think I'm going to be able to do this. It keeps stomping us. One more attack and we're down. Tail Whip might help us. You know, let's go for Hyper Beam. No, it didn't. So Tail Whip hits again and he goes for Stomp. Yeah. Am I going to have to be higher level to do this? Okay, let's see how we do this time. So, I actually had to go up to level 46 to be able to do this. Level 47, I mean. And that gave us enough attack to be able to get through the Pokemon tank hits. It just made it a bit easier. And sometimes, annoyingly, that is all you can do on these runs. You can only go and level up, and that helps your odds. And that means we're going to be level 47 going into the likes of Sabrina, Blaine, which at Koga even, we haven't even done Koga at this stage, and we're level 47. So we're probably going to wipe the floor with them quite quickly. Because of our speed, we can easily outspeed the likes of the Alakazam for Sabrina. But yeah, when it coming back to this fight, that Nidoqueen just went for the worst moves. If it had gone for a Body Slam, we would have lost. And because I've tried this battle so many times, you just take the win and you go sometimes. It's all you got to do. So, let's go on to Sabrina and let's continue on with the rest of the run towards the Elite Four. We're level 47, Hyper Beam is going to be one-shot KO on the Kadabra. Now, there's a unique trait with Hyper Beam in Gen 1. If you take out a Pokemon with the move, you can actually use it again the exact same turn. The next turn. You don't have to recharge. Which is an interesting quirk. I don't know why that's only in Gen 1, but honestly, that little quirk helped us out on so many of these attempts. So Hyper Beam doesn't take out an Alakazam in one, and she uses a full restore. Was it full restore or Hyper Potion? One of the two. Thankfully, she goes for Psywave here. We're going for Swift, and we get a critical hit. I really actually misclicked. I was going to go for Hyper Beam there because it was a range on the first one, and just taking it down a little bit would have given us more insurance that we'd actually take her out in one with the Hyper Beam. Moving on to Koga, level 49 now. We can actually use Thunderbolt, so this is great. This is going to be an easier fight. I'm actually going to mimic Minimize in this battle. So Evasion is very broken in Gen 1, and Minimize also does play into that, but it's not a learned move, it's a temporary move, so you tell me whether that's fair or not. It's not Double Team as well. Double Team is completely broken because it raises your evasion by 2 stages, not 1. But with that, we can make sure that we're not going to get hit. We can use the Badge Boost glitch to increase our stats. And finally, the Weezing comes out. We can use Hyper Beam. It's not a one-shot hit because we got a crit. I don't know if that would have mattered if we didn't get the crit, but it turns out being an easy battle in the end. And that just leaves 2 gym leaders. Now we've got Blaine and we've got Giovanni again. Strangely enough, Electrode does learn Toxic. I think every Pokemon in Gen 1, bar some of the low-level bug Pokemon, actually can learn Toxic. That would be an interesting strategy to try out, but I'm not going for longevity in battles, really. The more time you spend in a battle without a healing move, the more time it gives them to set up and also hit you as well. So Toxic isn't something I've actually really used on any of my runs yet. I'm interested to see if there's a run that I can use it on, if I've got a very defensively bulky Pokemon that can tank a lot. But I don't think that it's useful in this run, not. At least I'll try it maybe if I start getting stuck, but yeah. That's the reason why I've talked through Blaine. Blaine was easy, we're level 50. And that just leaves the last gym leader, that's Giovanni. Now this is going to be difficult because he starts with a Rhyhorn, and as we've found in all of our previous battles, those rock Pokemon have been the biggest blocker on us getting through. And Rhyhorn doesn't have any super effective moves against itself, so we can't mimic anything like that. We set up our light screen just to set up a little bit of badge boost, and we have to rely on Hyper Beam, and I'm completely fine here using all the Hyper Beams on this Rhyhorn. But it's the next Pokemon that I am interested in getting to, because if we can get to that Doug Trio, we can mimic Dig. And you've seen this on a few of my other runs. Mimicking Dig on that Doug Trio is the key to beating Giovanni when you have no great moves against him. The big problem is that Rhyhorn has taken off a lot of HP, so if we get hit once, we're probably going to lose here. So actually what I'm hoping for is he goes for the Dig himself. Because we're quicker, his Dig will miss and we can hit him with ours. So that means, can we one hit with Dig? We can. Oh, it's a critical, so I don't know if that's going to make a difference. Can we one shot the Nidoking? It's another critical hit. Oh, come on. That just leaves the Rhydon. Because we are faster than Fissure or Horndrill will not hit us. We are losing a lot of PP on Dig, but we've got 4 left and only 1 more will take out the Rhydon. So that is a first try victory against Giovanni. And I'm stoked at that. Like, this is one of my most weird movesets I've ever done with these runs. And it's just delivering. Like, we're actually getting through the game very quickly. But we've still got the biggest challenge ahead right now, and that is the rival and the Elite Four, and finally the champion. So in this fight, the Pidgeot still does have Sand Attack, so we need to take it out as quick as possible because we don't want to mimic any moves that that one has. Annoyingly, the Rhyhorn's up next. So we'll do what we did against Giovanni's Rhyhorn. We're just going to use all of our Hyper Beams up here. Because I want to get to the Alakazam and I want to mimic Psychic or Psybeam. Annoyingly, we do get tail whipped a few times, but that actually adds to our badge boost. Gyarados comes out, Thunderbolt, and it's gone. I used to be really scared of facing Gyaradoses, but these runs have taught me that it's actually a very easy Pokemon to take out. You'll see that I actually mimicked something I've never mimicked before, and I mimicked Ember. And that's because we've got the Venusaur coming up next. So, Hyper Beam takes out the Alakazam. We're level 54. So I'm actually hoping that Ember wins us this fight. It's increasing its special, which isn't great, but we do get a crit. And for some reason, all the Venusaur does is go for growth. So I go for Hyper Beam and take it out. And we beat the rival here first time as well, which I never thought we would do with an Electrode. I thought we'd have to be a lot higher level. I mean, we are level 54. It's not the lowest level we've done that fight at, but it's definitely not the highest as well. So, onto the Elite Four, and the first up is Lorelei, who I'm not worried about whatsoever. We're level 55. Thunderbolt doesn't take out Dugong in 1, which isn't great. But Cloyster, because it's got lower special, it should go down in 1. The Slowbro should go down in 2 hits, but I actually want to mimic Amnesia here. So this raises my special, and that means that Thunderbolt is going to do a lot more damage. The Slowbro, apart from using Water Gun, I don't think has any good attacking moves. So once we set up our special, we can then use Thunderbolt and Sweep. Even against the Jinx, Thunderbolt is going to be a one-shot, and I'm just curious whether it will one-shot the Lapras. It does, so an easy first try victory against Lorelei. We haven't used any rare candies yet, so I've still got about 9 of them in my bag at this point. And the big problem here is now we've got to face more Onyxes. and I'm not too sure how I'm going to get past this considering the first Onix has pretty poor moves really. So we are going to have to go for Hyper Beams, but the big problem is that he has 2 Onyxes, and I don't think 7 power points of Hyper Beam will be enough to get through both of them. But there is a way to get through this, and that's because before he brings out his other Onix, he actually brings out his Hitmonchan. Now Hitmonchan isn't the greatest Pokemon, it really isn't. But what it does have is some decent moves. We finally get through that Onix by using all of our power points up, and the Hitmonchan comes up. And this is where I should have mimicked Ice Punch, because I thought after that, I was like, oh god, what am I going to do? And then I realised Hitmonlee also has super effective moves against an Onix. Fighting is strong against Rock. So, a high jump kicking Electrode beats the Onix. I think you'd never have thought that before, would you? A ball Pokemon using high jump kick. I would love to see how that actually works in real life. If someone wants to do a cartoon of that and send it to me, honestly, that'd be amazing. I would love to see that. But we beat Bruno first time as well. We can move on to Agatha. Now here we can't use Hyper Beam. We've got to rely on Thunderbolt, and it's not even 2-shot in the first Gengar, which means the last Gengar is going to be even more of a chore to take down. The Haunter should be a 2-hit. It does over half damage, it gets paralysed, and then we get confused, which isn't good. We hit ourselves in confusion, and he uses Dream Eater, so that's alright. We get rid of confusion, all Gucci. So I have used my my rare candies here, because I knew how much of a chore Agatha actually is. So we've managed to get through to the last Gengar, we are confused, we do hit ourselves in confusion, and Nightshade hits. We've got rid of confusion and she uses Super Potion, but that should put us in range to take her out. And that is another first try victory. All Elite Four members right now have been first tries. I don't think Lance is going to be. I really don't. He is difficult. I mean, not so much the Gyarados, as we know. With Thunderbolt, it goes down pretty much straight away. What I'm actually going to do is mimic Hydro Pump, because I know that the Aerodactyl's coming up. I mean, Thunderbolt as well would have been fine, and Thunderbolt's doing decent damage against the Dragonairs, but I just wanted to have extra coverage move just to see what we could do. There was no point. We could have mimicked Agility, that probably would have been a better play really, but Hydro Pump then takes out the Aerodactyl. I think I must have forgot that Aerodactyl actually is weak to electric type moves. Dragonite comes out, and what we're hoping, it's not for that. We're not hoping for the Hyper Beam. So there we go, that's our first loss against the Elite Four. And that's where I learned that I should have really mimicked something different. I've still done it in this battle, but with tanking that Hyper Beam, we're on decent HP. Dragonairs we know are going to be about 2-hit KO, so I go for Hyper Beam this time, just take it out. So we're going to hit with Thunderbolt, and then hit the Hyper Beams. As if it hasn't, none of them have hit me. We're looking very good right now. Hydro Pump misses and we get hit with Supersonic, but we still manage to power through and take out the Aerodactyl, so we're on a lot better HP now. The reason why I didn't use any badge boost glitching techniques here is because we level up later in the battle. I learned that last time. We do have enough Thunderbolt to take out the Dragonite, but even if it uses Hyper Beam, we can tank it and we can take it down. And there's Lance. And that just leaves one more trainer, and that's the champion, who we're at level 67, we've used all our rare candies. This is going to be difficult. Because of Electrode's moveset, it could have been a much better Pokemon. If you'd even given it Thundershock to start off with, I think this run could have been an A tier run. Even if we've got Body Slam, this would have been an A tier run. We mimic Psychic, and that's going to help us against that Rhydon, because that is going to be the worst thing to go against right now. Thunderbolt's going to do half damage, and I probably should have went for Hyper Beam here, but I'm not risking it not taking it out. Our attack is one of our worst stats, so I didn't think it was worth using Hype Beam in this instance. Rhydon comes out and we use Light Screen to just do one bit of badge boosting. I was hoping the Tail Whip would connect to add to our badge boost, but it didn't in this attempt. Fury Attack does decent damage. Honestly, I'm starting to hate Fury Attack when the opponents have it, because it always hits, but whenever you use it, it never hits. And it takes 3 Psychics to take down that Rhydon. We're looking okay. Half HP. Gyarados will go down in 1, which is great. And then we level up. So no badge boost would have mattered here. Thunderbolt, because it's a stab move, will do more. And we do get a bit of badge boost with that Leer. That might count. We get hit by Takedown and we are on 11 HP. This is not looking good whatsoever. Venusaur comes out. Will Psychic one-shots? No, but he uses Gruff. Okay, we've still got a chance. Please crit. Please crit. It's gone for Solar Beam. Please crit. Please crit. And we don't need the crit. We beat him. Level 68, 11 HP left. Electrode becomes a Hall of Famer. That was a tough run, but that was honestly really enjoyable. I didn't think I would enjoy playing as Electrode that much. Even as the games have gone on, I actually prefer the Hisuian Electrode because of that type variation. But there we go. Electrode's become a Hall of Famer. Let's see what that time was, because that's what I'm interested in right now. So level 68, boom boom, and it's the Hall of Fame, and we do that in 3 hours 51 minutes. We beat the 4-hour mark with this Electrode. And I feel like that was completely down to Sonic Boom in the early game. Because we can get through Brock that much quicker, it just makes you run so quick. But anyway, I'm digressing. Thank you guys for watching the video. I really do appreciate everyone who is. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that YouTube stuff. It really helps out the channel. And we'll see you in the next video. Take care.